This is my story, my real hair story. Hey guys, it's Clueless Kinks again, and I thought actually, before I go into a lot of videos, I might as well introduce myself and introduce my hair journey. I feel like I'm mocking everything that I want to be. But yeah, so I'm just gonna like kind of talk through basically how I got to this point of my hair being, I don't know, this long. And it's quite interesting actually, my hair. So I didn't really used to think on it, but I think in hindsight, now that I'm more kind of, oh my hair's coming out, it's really annoying. Now that I'm more aware of just it in general, reflecting back on the past, it's quite an interesting journey. So yeah, here goes. Once upon a time, in London town, a young petal named Chinwe was born. Her hair was curly, her hair was bouncy, but her mother looked at her and mourned. She said, "Oh no, my daughter is born into a world of Western standards of beauty. She won't love her hair, she won't love herself. It's part of the scrutiny." So, where do I start? I'll start from the beginning. And I just remember hair being such, it's kind of like a non-thing, but at the same time, it literally was just always associated with pain and tears and like dissatisfaction. Because when I was younger, like as a little girl, so like, you know, 3 years old, I just had like, I had loads of hair, and I don't really remember those days so much, but I just see pictures of me with like big bouffants and like the Mickey Mouse plaits. But one thing that I do remember of my childhood was always like the Sunday, it was always the Sunday night before school every 2 weeks when I'd hear the bath running. It was a very ominous moment when I knew I was going to have my hair washed, because that was just hell. And then the after process of like having my hair pulled and combed and blah blah, it was terrible. So I would just cry the whole time, and just I hated it. It just hurt so much. But also, I used to always hate having my hair done, because I remember that I used to always get my mom used to always do the African threading or the Nigerian threading style, which is actually it's coming back in vogue now, and I think I probably will go back to it. It's really beautiful, quite ceremonial looking hairstyle. But I just remember having a hairstyle done, and I used to think I had like climbing frames on my head, and I'd go into school with like my hair pulled back in these like climbing frames, and just like, it's like my mum was like, what can I do with your hair today? And there'll be like a bit locked around here, a bit over here, because I went to predominantly white slash African Caribbean school, so people weren't really used to the whole idea of like climbing frame threading hair. Everyone would be like, "What's that on your head?" And like, you know, look at it and poke it, and I'm like, I used to hate it. I remember that. And so that was my kind of youth. And I remember going to the US when I was like 7 years old, and that's the first time I like, discovered relax, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at these girls. Cause you remember, you know, on the no lie, but actually you do lie to us containers or the relaxer, and the girl's hair, it always looks nice and full and like flowy, like the wellest shockwaves ever. And when you get your hair relaxed, it's not like that, because I remember getting it done and it burned, but I was like, yay, it's nice. And the next day I had like an allergic reaction to it, and I had eczema all over my face, and I had to have days off school. And it was quite funny because in hindsight, I just think like, I didn't really think on hair beauty standards when I was younger, but I think subconsciously they affected me, because even though my hair was falling out, I was determined to like tie my hair up in like a little ponytail, because I never thought I could do it with my real hair. But actually with my real hair, or my non-relaxed hair, it was better. Eventually it just died, and I spent the rest of my like time in school having my hair in braids. But then I remember when I was around 16, I started kind of getting more into afro, and I didn't really think about how much I didn't like my own hair. But there were just, you know, things like when I take my hair out of braids, I would sort of take my hair out on Friday and make sure it was done by Sunday, and never leave my house with my hair out ever, because I just didn't think it suited my face, which is ridiculous, because how come my own natural hair that like grows out of my head not suit my face? Doesn't make sense. But that's how I saw it. But it was really interesting in hindsight. I didn't realise at the time, but the afros that I was looking at, the ones that I wanted, were never the ones that actually were on my head, because the afros that I was used to seeing in Black Beauty magazine, etc., were always the more kind of frizzy or like or mixed kind of texture hair. Like you would never get like a tough like 4C kind of afro like I had when I was like 17. Myself and like my best friend at the time, or one of my really good friends, Sheila, we decided to go to like get our hair done for the first time, because she wanted to get her hair chopped and like relaxed, like a pixie cut, and I wanted to get an afro. And this is like one of the biggest travesties and just rip-offs of my life. And I feel like going back to the shop and demanding my £50 back, because I'll never forget, I spent all this time going through Black Beauty magazines, and I looked at like this girl who had like literally this ringlet afro, and I was like, I want that afro. Doesn't make sense. So I went to this place in Shoreditch actually. It was like an Afro hair shop, but like an actual hair shop. And I literally paid, mate, £50, 50 quid to get a conditioning treatment done and my hair washed, and wait for it. So that the 3C ring mix that I got, they literally twisted my hair. I literally got a twist out, and I paid £50 for a twist out. The same twist out that I do every single night before I go to bed. The same twist out that I wouldn't leave my house with, because I literally look like crazy eyes. I paid £50 for a twist out. And I remember when I was taking my hair out and I was like, wait a minute, my hair looked like this yesterday. Like, it literally looked no different to the day before. And so I was pretty peed off. And it looked okay, but this was like the first time I'd had my hair out, and I always say to my friends, it's really quite interesting that as black women with afros, we've had no idea how to do our hair. We were never told what to do, what treatment to do. It was never a thing. We just kind of like did braids or relaxed it, or so I would, on a daily basis, I would put oil onto my hair, carrot oil. I remember, it's like African Pride carrot oil. I would get a blow dryer and just blow dry it straight. So I'll never forget this one ridiculous story of when I had my afro out for the first time, my 3C £50 afro, and I literally, I think my auntie stole or took my blow dries. I couldn't get them back, and I was so desperate to like straighten my hair out that I laid my head against an ironing table like that, pulled my hair out and ironed my hair flat. And I did that on a few occasions. I mean, okay, straighteners might be a similar principle, but this was how little knowledge I had about my own hair that I just sit there and I used to iron my head. Silly me. So yeah, so my hair eventually broke and died, and this also coincided with the dawn of weaves into my life. Yes, I had 2 years of consecutively horrific weaves. Okay, I won't lie, there were maybe 1 or 2 decent ones. Right, you know, I had the bangs, I had like different colours, I had a side fringe with red in it. I thought that was quite cool. However, there were some horrific weaves. I had this thing, right, where I wanted to do like the Rihanna, like shave sides, but I didn't want to shave my sides off. So what I would do is like get like this curly weave, like shave down the sides of my hair so it wasn't quite shaved off but it was shorter, and have like this big bouffant on the middle. So you know the people who sang ooh ee ooh ah ting tang wada wada bing bang, I looked like that. But I had this other thing as well where I was determined to have like colour in it, but you can't really come across curly weave with colour a lot. So I would have my curly like ringlet weave, and I would every now and then just attach like random sporadic parts of like straight coloured hair. So I had these like weird fingers, it's like dangling off my weave. It looks so bad, and I look back and I'm like, I had no friends, because any friends would have told me not to leave my house like that. I had no friends. So I just had various variations of those. However, the worst weave I ever had in my entire life, I think the worst weave I've seen in my entire life. So backstory, I kind of got into Mary J. Blige, and I was like, I ain't need no holleration in this dancery. So Mary J. Blige came into my life, and I remember she had like this blonde weave and it looked sick, and I was like, I'm the same skin tone as Mary J. Blige, I'm gonna do a blonde weave too. So I literally got a blonde weave. Yes, that blonde weave was my hair. Can we have a moment's silence, please, for the monstrosity that it was? Yeah. Blonde weave, man. It was bad. And then the last one I ever had was when I went to South America. First time I went to South America, I shaved my head by shaved the size of my head by that point. And I was stupid enough to want to go to Ecuador with a weave-in. I was in Cuenca, down in the south in Asugay, and there was just no facilities for afro hair. And that weave, man, 8 months in South America. I went to the jungle, the beach, I went up mountains, I went to waterfalls with that weave on my head. I think I washed it like twice. It smelled, it lost its colour, and eventually by the time I came back to England, it was just like that. After South America, I think I just kind of slowly started to use my own hair more. I don't think there was ever a moment when I was like, I want to have full afro hair. I love my hair. It wasn't really like that. And it was also a time when it was all about top knots and like the shaved sides and like the whole Rihanna look. So I started to experiment with my own hair. and I kind of fluctuated between having like a mohawk out, and then I kind of mixed it up with a bit of braids. So I do braids every now and then, but I started kind of getting more into using my own hair, and I did that for probably about 2 years. For a while, I've been thinking I want to chop my hair off. I want to just like go for it, just get rid of it. And I think it was the day before my sports board at university, and I was just like, whatever, because I think I told myself all the different stories, like my face is too fat, oh, I want to have long hair, and so yeah, I just basically chopped it off. And I remember the first day, it looked like I'd had like a nuclear reaction on my head, because I wanted to go for the even who's that girl, na 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 na. We can tell that obviously R&B videos in the 90s really affected my taste in hairstyles in the 2000 and like 12s, whatever. It looked like a nuclear reaction had occurred in my head, because it was just like red. That's how red it was. After that, I went to South America for the second time when I lived in Buenos Aires and traveled around South America, blah, blah, blah. But I also kind of used that time to like grow my hair out. So, I mean, looking at pictures, it looked pretty cool actually. Like, it was amazing on one side because like anyone who has short hair knows like hair care is minimal and it's cheap. But the same side, I don't think I appreciated it as much, because I think I was like really trying to grow my hair out, because like obviously us black women, I think a lot of us are really obsessed with long hair. So you got blogs like Black Girl Long Hair, and when you see these like pictures on the internet, a lot of the time the afro of the day is like a big long sort of lion's mane. No longer Cecil the lion though, because he was killed, sorry, but a lion's mane of hair. And so then I've kind of like gone from there, and I had various different hairstyles, and it was really easy to look after. Okay, so this is where I am today, right now, 2015, August the 1st. This is what I'm doing with my hair. It's now, I don't know how long is it? Let's just do that. Let's do a length test. It's like that long, an L long. And so yeah, I've kind of like been growing my hair out since what, like 2013. And I think these days actually, I find that even with my afro out, I really enjoy having it and stuff, but when I get compliments, it's usually, oh my gosh, your hair's so cool. How'd you do that? Your quiff is awesome. I'm like, my quiff? You mean my hair that just stands up like this because that's just the way it just defies gravity. So, yeah, I think that's where I am right now. So, yeah, that's been my story, my hair story, and I'm sure I'll come back to it another day and talk about my hair story again, because it's actually quite fun talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, my story. Yeah, that's been my videos. Subscribe to my videos and watch my videos. There'll be more coming out soon. I'm sure there will be. Probably more interesting. Who knows? I might streak across London Bridge. That's smooth. All right, see you guys. Laters.